Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond the Reason video. Today we are on McCree's favourite map, High Noon Remake, with another 1v1. Let's have a look at the map and go over the start positions and whatnot. So looking right here at the blue player, this is pretty much the go-to start position on this map for 1v1. It can obviously be played in other team games as well. It's quite often played as a team game, to be honest with you. And this position gives you access to titles just down here. Another potential start position can be up here on the high ground. Tends to be used for a air spot if you're playing in team games. Moving down to the left, there are more metal extractors that lead on down kind of this side path here, where there is a way up from the water if you're using amphibious, leading on to a little kind of outcrop here with two more metal extractors and a bit from the water. Now there are some metal extractors in the water, but not that many. Actually, yeah, there's one there you can just kind of see in the water. And then other start position is maybe one back here on a double, or this position here, which generally is made to contest the top water. Now on this map there is a lot of water. Very lovely blue color, and then in the center we have a bit of low water that connects the two sides of the map and is quite shallow. I do think that ticks are unable to pass through it, and some units, their weapons will be underground, especially like underwater rather, especially like these rovers here that are completely underwater, so their guns won't be able to shoot. So things like incisors and blitz may not be able to make it either. And that's pretty much it for the map. There is a geo to be had as we just pass it there with the scout. And let's jump straight into the combat just as these scouts arrive. So here we have Lord Vedor having to scurry some rovers up for defense. Does manage to stop the one here being able to get the metal extractor. Although, saying that, he has got 3 more on the way round to attempt to grab Vedor's guy here. Modulo probably not able to get the constructor, as there are plenty of other rovers ready to roll. Surprisingly though, does actually manage to take out quite a few scouts whilst he's doing it. Does not manage to get any substantial value though there, only other than delaying some of the micro. An amphibious guy making their way through the water here. You can see there aren't that many metal extractors in the water, 4 plus 2 on the island, so it's a bit of a to go C, but you kind of do need a C player when this is teams. Vedor thinks rover spam is what Modulo is planning, but no, as the first sizer rolls across, and rovers seem to be doing quite well actually, surprisingly. Now there is a lot of metal to be had on this map, and spreading out quickly is key. He's got a guy right at the back here slowly building up wins. Modulo doesn't quite have the amount of units needed to stop this good raid here by Vedor. Incisor is able to quickly take down some of them, but they won't be able to keep up with these rovers, and this is where it maybe becomes a problem for Modulo. He is moving a guy get in the way, an incisor, but there are still 6 rovers spamming the area here, looking for where Modulo's base could be. But now also splitting up his units. These rovers do manage to actually make it past. And now attacking Vedor's base position here with quite a few in the area. Surprisingly though, going straight past the actual main base. Self D only manages to get a single scout, and it's going to be too late as these units are managing to make it up to this back area. And there are enough rovers here that they should make pretty short work of this con. Self-destruct of this metal extractor would probably have done the job, but now that his units are here, it seems a bit of a waste. Does still lose a metal extractor though, so At the same time, 2 incisors of Modulo did try and make it through, but didn't manage to make it. Modulo has just walked his commander really far forward and is just building LLTs here on this low ground. That's pretty much exactly what happens normally. He's energy scaling, though, is really struggling, Modulo. He did lose a couple of wins, but shouldn't really be that big a deal. I'd expect him to build some more closer to home. He is sending another guy here to go all the way and start rebuilding again, but he's stalling energy so much he's not even able to build. These metal extractors aren't even working efficiently. You can see one here that's basically toggling on and off when it doesn't have the energy required to run, and that's terrible. Finally getting a bit of energy now. But what is the use of this constructor here? Well, we see him planning that metal extractor, that one, and then actually to go on ground. This area over here is relatively difficult to control, especially from Vedor's location. No, sorry, Modulo's location, because he has to send units all the way around. And if you build amphibious tanks or something, you can push up, take this out pretty easily, unless you're going to invest a lot on defense on those areas, which it does look like. Modulo has actually queued up quite a bit of defense. Double LLTs, double nettles. So, yeah, quite a bit. Metal on this map is 2.6 for quite a lot of the forward metal extractors. Otherwise, the rest of them are 1.9. So, taking and holding that front area with the metal extractors is pretty important. A lot of metal to be had there at the front. Vedor kind of taking his time, not really pressuring too much. This map is more about holding down a defensive line just due to how the map is made, being it that it's made as a team game. Surprisingly, though, Vedor does not finish off that metal extractor and instead goes to rush to build more LLT. You would think he'd have enough here that he wouldn't have to worry about it. Looks like Modulo's comp, though, is going for a long walk. He's taking a risk here by Modulo's commander being all the way over here. He's not going to be able to do much. Like, if they push across the middle, he's got no commander on the front to degun. This is a lot of time where Modulo's commander is walking, where he's not using, you know, the strengths of a commander, which is the build power or the ability to use the degun. So, bit of a risky play. Maybe he's got a plan in mind. At the moment, he's just queuing up the metal extractors. I mean, for all we know, maybe he's going to walk, like, over here and, like, just walk down this path, because it's going to be difficult for Vedor to really stop him. Vedor's base, obviously, a lot further away than Modulo's is from that position, so it's going to take a lot longer to get units down there. And then Vedor can always, Modulo, sorry, can always just walk back into the water and escape. What's going to be sneaky? Ooh, an amphibious plant from Vedor. Oh, the battle line's drawn. It maybe does make a good play here. Modulo, obviously having no vision in that area whatsoever, does not know what's going on. So, if Vedor can amass a decent enough force to go in on that, then that might play off pretty well. At the same time, we see Vedor attempting an attack here. And you can see that the incisors really only able to shoot as they're fully out of the water, otherwise they can't shoot. So, definitely a defender's advantage there. Vedor building a couple of con turrets here before he's even built the metal extractors. You would think he would prioritize the metal extractors, but no. Amphibious factory. It looks like he's queuing up salamanders. Obviously, they're early Tech 2 tanks. They're not going to cost too much metal to build. They are going to cost quite a lot of energy, though. 7,000 energy. At the same time as that, though, Vedor is also going Tech 2. So, Vedor just hemorrhaging resources left and right here. Building so much at the same time. Did finally get the Geo up and running. So, as we look at the resources difference here, Modulo with about 600, Vedor with 900 energy. The big difference there is obviously the 300 from the Geo. Otherwise, Metal second is neck and neck, both players with identical metal extractors. No players building any energy converters at this point in time. Modulo, though, does have a lot of metal banked here in solars. 2,700 metal stored up, ready to go. Vedor does also have some metal, only 1,600, so that's half of it. And he is now going to start tearing into that bank as he gets his Tech 2 economy up and running. He has basically not been producing units now for such a long time that he's got a potential dangerous position here of not having the forces needed to stop this assault. And the con turret here also not repairing the units, keeping them alive, but instead focusing on the twin guard. Another thing very interesting here, Modulo building a Tech 1 land factory along the bottom here. He's going to use that to apply pressure to this whole bottom lane, forcing Vedor to split his attention, which is a very interesting play. Light Mind's attempting to resolve any amphibious plans here, but not really doing too much. And the rocket trucks coming out will outrange the LLTs. But it's like, oh. Yeah, he wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting this whatsoever. And now Vedor is in trouble. Not only is he got some metal extractors that will be taken out here eventually, he's also running pretty low on units on the front. His first Tech 2 unit is starting to make its way to the front. I think Vedor's probably just doing too much at the same time. You see here, Vedor massively e-stalled. Still, oh, he did finally take the metals to the front, but still. Tiger is not a bull. It does not have the splash damage that works very well against clumped up units. And the Tigers are able to, well, I don't know if they're going to be able to. One thing interesting is Vedor has only built a single amphibious tank and has decided to now send it in, which was not what I was expecting him to do. I was expecting him to group up a bunch of salamanders and send them in together. He's kind of given away his plan here. Now, the fact that he's got Tech 2 tanks may be enough to make Modulo think, oh, we just built the salamanders out of his factory, rather than there being an actual amphibious factory. Vedor going for a D-gun here. Misses the second, misses the third D-gun. Does force the tanks to hold off for a bit, though, whilst he builds up a few more Tigers. Vedor knows he's really, really struggling on energy, though, and at the same time, he's forcing all of his tanks up here. He's got tanks just piling in from the bottom. And this is a good play by Modulo. He's strategically positioned most of his tanks around the top to force Vedor's tanks to the top, meaning they're so far away from this unit ball just making its way in. Meanwhile, the single salamander is killed a couple of metal extractors, 2 advanced solars, actually gotten pretty good value considering. Not only that, it's pulled off, you know, what's this? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units of Modulos. And that's pretty good value. At the same time, though, Vedor is losing ground drastically here. Those tank push from the bottom now managing to meet up forces in the center, and the Tech 2 hasn't really paid off. Vedor got greedy going for that Tech 2 push, did not, well, not push, sorry, play. He did not have the units to stop them just piling straight through the middle, and Modulo did the right thing. Modulo double downing on Tech 2 production, just hoping... sorry, my mind's all over the place today. Doubling down on the Tech 1 production. He's been able to just outproduce Vedor. Now, if Vedor can hold on with this Tech 2 economy, he may be able to outscale Modulo. But the problem is that Vedor is just losing lots and lots in every direction. Vedor's having to use his comm on this north side whilst also using his tanks to defend the bottom side. And all the while, he's just getting further and further behind. Res bots are out though, so if he can res the tanks, he might be still in for a play here. Tiger's actually able to survive quite a lot here, and the forces of Modulo are starting to diminish. And this is kind of what Vedor needs. He needs just a bit of a break. He needs to be able to recoup, refocus. He has Tech 2 Eco. He is doing pretty well here, but I did hear, yep, a bomber being built by Modulo here. Modulo's Eco mostly, intact. And it seems like Modulo had the plan from the very beginning to just move his commander here, use the build power to just pump out units from the bottom. And it has worked tremendously. It is cut off 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 metal extractors from Vedor, and have forced Vedor to basically have to split his defense to 2 sides to begin with. Once he lost this side, that then became 3 sides to defend from. And it's just proven a bit too much. Too much for him to deal with. And this massive bomber's coming out. Once that starts to land its mark on these wins, then that is going to be a big problem for Vedor. Vedor's actually had to take to the water here in order to build tidals in an attempt to try and have a just separate energy economy. Interestingly enough, you see this amphibious guy's just building it. I'll build this torpedo defense to take out this factory and this. I feel like this was maybe a bit of a waste. Like, the single salamander itself got good value, but to include the cost of the factory and stuff, no, probably not. Tigers are pushing back here. Modulo doesn't really have a decent enough force to stop this. At the same time, Tech 1 tanks are coming in from the bottom. Resbots are trying to resurrect a force to stop it. There are some decent defenses already in terms of units. But I'm hoping that this is enough to push through and get a bit of economy damage done to Modulo. At the same time, Shurikens coming in, bombers very short after, trying to EMP the factory to stop the flak getting built. Doesn't matter as the bombers come in. Tech 2 factory destroyed. Not only that, but the wreck is gone as well. A flak did manage to get built in time, so it will stop any further damage, but that is not good, as I'm pretty sure Vedor has no comms left. Or he has one right there. Meanwhile, Shurikens seem to be doing a decent job at stopping these tigers. There is some economy damage being done, but it's not really going to be enough. Modulo having to micro all of these Shurikens here. And those tigers will not pose any further threat. Did lose a sizable chunk of economy, but with Vedor down an entire factory, it's not looking good. Vedor's only chance was to keep the Tech 2 alive, and he obviously hasn't done that. Now doubling down in defense and resbots, hoping to just resurrect an army instead, but that is going to be tough. Looks like he's actually going back to Tech 1 and attempt to just get more and more units out. He does still technically have an economy advantage when it comes to metal extractors. Although, you know, with so much reclaim to be had over here, and you can see 6k metal being eaten up by Modulo right now. Vedor is just trapped in a corner. This might be enough to just take out the rest of his economy here and call it a night. Vedor surprisingly going fighters here rather than shurikens in an attempt to stop this. Interestingly enough, he does have a few Tech 2 tanks trying to take out this factory on the shore down the bottom. That has been causing him significant problems, so I get why he would want to do that. I just don't see Vedor being able to pull this back. He's in an extremely tenuous position. So many tanks making its way. Modulo's commander was in the water there. There's not much stopping him just walking back and rebuilding the factory, though. Vedor probably doesn't know that it was the commander that built it, maybe. And hopes by doing that he'll be able to free up some time, but... No, Modulo, though. Metal excess of 3.5k metal. Which, to be honest, is fine for him right now. He doesn't really care. I think he's far enough ahead right now that he's happy. Surprisingly, still not doubling down on... sorry. He's not going Tech 2, actually just staying Tech 1. It's now up to 3 Tech 1 factories. I don't think it really has the build power to do that. Oh, there we go. This is adding a huge amount of spam. Still a lot to be had for the resbots here. Desperately trying to res stuff. Surprisingly gone for this area though, rather than like to the back of the base, closer, a bit safer. These resbots might end up walking into this army down the bottom and then having a bit of a problem. I am surprised Vedor's held on for this long. By the way, as you probably noticed from the intro, we did the not brand new one, but the slightly different method. As you've noticed this week, we had some 3 different types of intros. The new method, the very old method, and then the one that I was using before. So let me know what you thought of them, which you prefer. And I'll try and do that moving forward. Modulo is just in a extremely strong position. Yeah, Modulo just refusing to go Tech 2 apparently. But he is continuing to just chuck more and more forces into the front. This group of tanks around the back is actually inflicting more damage than all the stuff at the front. And here comes another bombing run. Going for the Geo. Do not manage to kill the Geo, but they will with this second pass. Oh, actually going for the commander there. So many tanks on the along the bottom that are having to dodge with the commander. 10% health. Vedor just have nothing to stop it. 0%. And there you go. Modulo, tremendous gameplay. Look how many advanced solos he had. It's quite a few in the end. Tremendous, tremendous play. Both players played very well, but Modulo just won it out. The better choice to go vehicles and, well, go Tech 2 rather, was not the play whatsoever. And that cost him the game, pretty much. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to let me know which intro you preferred. And I will see you all next time.